This is the Beanchwarmers Trivia Podcast. We have assembled the world's finest sports and trivia dorks to prove once and for all that we are just as bad at this as we were at sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Beanchwarmers Trivia Podcast, sports trivia for those of us who rode the pine. I'm your host, Eric. Today's game, we'll be pitting Beanchwarmer team of Josh and Scott versus Beanchwarmer Mason and rookie newcomer Eric Walling. Welcome to the bench, Eric. Why don't you take a minute, let us know where you're from, what teams you root for, and anything else you'd like to share with us.
Eric Walling. I'm from the Kansas City, Missouri area, the better side of the state line. Grew up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so I was a Texas Rangers, Dallas Cowboys fan. Since converted to Royals, Chiefs, and Sporting Kansas City. I will admit I am sort of unqualified for this. I did play college baseball, but my ERA my senior year was 7.29, so I think I should have been a Beanchwarmer last year.
So I'm noticing now the last two recordings we did that people are getting very offended by being called Beanchwarmers.
We get called it every episode. I think one episode they can handle it.
Well, I just wanted to make sure I still fit the qualification.
I feel the same way. I mean, like I didn't warm the. I made sure I didn't warm the bench or nothing. It's just, I mean, I don't play anymore because I'm old. Mason, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Excited to play with a guest again. Hopefully redeem myself. Last time I played with a guest didn't end up so well, so hopefully I can get Eric a victory this time.
Fingers crossed for you guys.
Yeah.
What's your team name going to be today?
Well, it's based on a quote that Eric sent to me. So we're going with our team name of Coming Up Dry today. May or may not be indicative of our performance, but we'll see what happens.
All right. And Scott and Josh, how goes it?
Oh, it's going all right. You know, just like in any other good Saturday recording where I got some beers in the afternoon and I can get some wrong trivia. So life's good.
Yeah, same here. I'm happy baseball season's back. I'm getting ready for the NBA. You know, finally getting back in the swing of things. That's pretty exciting. Found out the other night that for whatever reason, like I share my apartment. My landlord lives upstairs and the cable's shared. And for some reason we get ESPN2, but we don't get ESPN. Explain that to me. So I went to watch the Dodgers game the other night and I couldn't. And I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. I'm watching ESPN2. I can watch SportsCenter, but I can't watch ESPN. So I need to rectify that soon.
We want to find out what's going on.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
All right. What's your team name going to be today?
So I asked Josh just to name his favorite actor, and he said it was Ryan Reynolds, which I thought was great. So then we just decided to pre- and post-game it, of course, so we're going to be Meg Ryan Reynolds.
I guess that makes it easier for me. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. They're just friends, sleepless in Seattle.
All right.
Would have been Nolan Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, yeah. It could have been Nolan Ryan Reynolds.
Would have been way better. Now on to the rules.
We will be starting off with the tailgate to warm up the teams. This will be followed by 4 quarters of play, each with a different trivia style. The styles of quarters 1 through 3 will change from show to show, and I will explain them as we go along. Like any good sporting event, we will have a halftime show after the second quarter with entertainment questions pertaining to sports. And in the fourth quarter, our teams will wager from the points they've accumulated to see who are today's clipboard captains, to be honored like the true Beanchwarmers they are. All right, let's get this game underway.
So the tailgate will be 3 warm-up questions, 10 points apiece. So I did something a little different here. I'm going to give you a league. I'm going to give you 3 retired numbers. All I need you to do is tell me what team retired these numbers. Make sense?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So question 1. The league is the NFL, and the numbers retired are 1, 9, and 27. And I did make sure that these 3, the number combinations are only retired by one team. So other teams may have retired one of these numbers, but not the 3 together.
Yes, we're going to check in.
Meg Ryan Reynolds is checked in. Coming up dry. Talk it up, please.
So I'm trying to think of players play with number 1 because I don't think there were that many of them. The only one I can think of off the top of my head is Cam Newton. Obviously, his number wouldn't be retired.
No, and he's still playing. And I don't think Carolina's really itching to retire his number.
So 1 and 9 are probably quarterbacks. I would guess, unless it's an old school guy, but 1 and 9.
27. Is it just they've only retired these 3, or these are 3 numbers that were
These
retired?
are 3. It's a combination of 3 numbers that were retired by the team. They may have retired more than that, but
Quarterbacks with 1. So literally the only one I can think of is Cam Newton. Obviously there's somebody, but
old Raiders quarterback.
Stabler was like 12, I think.
Okay.
So I figure his number's probably retired.
Right.
27. I mean, there's a lot of players at 27. That really doesn't.
I was thinking it's either running back or defensive back, right? So
yeah, somewhere in that.
Yeah, it's 1 and 9 that got it.
That's the key here, because I mean, it's gonna be a team with 2 good quarterbacks. That would have been.
Colts.
Unitas was like 16, 18. I figure his number's probably. Well, I mean, it still could be in this list, but I don't know any Colts quarterbacks with 1 or 9. Wait, what about I was thinking the same division. 1 could be Warren Moon, because I think he had 1.
Oh, yeah.
So 9 would be Steve McNair, maybe? Might have worn 9. And 27,
But that'd be... Oh, yeah, Moon. Sorry. I was thinking Vikings.
27 is probably some...
27, Eddie George?
That very well could be.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Oilers,
all right.
Vikings. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll check in with the Titans.
Coming up, Dry's checking in with the Tennessee Titans and Meg Ryan Reynolds. What's your answer?
I don't like their answer better, actually. So we had a similar thought process, trying to figure out, likely 2 quarterbacks and a running back, and just trying to think, who had 2 good quarterbacks whose numbers may be retired, and maybe hopefully not going back too far. It's an Eric question, so then we started thinking maybe Cowboys, Aikman, Romo, Emmitt Smith, or, some combination of something like that, Aikman, Romo, defensive back, or something like that. So we checked in with the Dallas Cowboys.
One team getting points here. The correct answer is the Tennessee Titans / Houston Oilers. So it was Warren Moon from 84 to 83. McNair played from 95 to 05, and Eddie George from 96 to 03.
Steve McNair has his number retired?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's a Titans legend.
They were 1 yard away from a Super Bowl.
Well, then a whole lot of people should have their numbers retired if that's the qualification for it.
So question 2, the league is the NBA. The numbers are 12, 32, and 1,223.
We'll go ahead and check in.
Coming up, Dry's checked in. Meg Ryan Reynolds, talk it out.
So 12 and 32. I'm just trying to think. So we're not going back too far. So I'm trying to think of.
32 is likely a big man. It's a center number. So
center or power forward.
Yeah, it's a big man number. So we can eliminate teams that don't really have prolific big men who would have their numbers retired. So
was Malone 32?
Stockton, Malone, and Jerry Sloan.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that Malone was 32. Mm-hmm. At Stockton at 12 would make sense, and I guess the other one could be Jerry Sloan. But the 12 and 32 would make sense with Stockton and Malone.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to think of anything better than that. So I don't mind checking in with that.
Yeah, I don't have a real strong inkling on that. I wish I could picture Stockton's number, but
yeah.
Should we check in with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we'll check in with the Utah Jazz.
Meg Ryan Reynolds has checked in with the Utah Jazz, and coming up, Dry, what's your answer?
Yeah, we had a similar thought process. We thought Malone was 32, 12 seemed to make sense for Stockton, and the big number we thought might be Jerry Sloan's wins, so we said Jazz.
Both teams getting points. It was 12 for John Stockton, 32 for Karl Malone, and 1,223 was Jerry Sloan's win number with the team from 88 till 2011. Question 3. The league is the MLB, and the numbers are 14, 35, and 56.
We'll go ahead and check in.
All right, coming up, Dry's checked in. Meg Ryan Reynolds, talk it up.
So we have 14, 35, and 56. And I don't think 56 doesn't feel like it's a very common uniform number.
Yeah, this is tougher because football numbers, basketball numbers, you can kind of pinpoint to specific positions.
Yeah.
Here. So
no, that's where I didn't. And you said you thought maybe a closer. I was maybe thinking along that line too. I don't know if that's what Trevor Hoffman wore for San Diego. I'm trying to think of what Tony Gwynn's number was. I'm not great with uniform numbers of players who didn't play for the Twins.
Yeah, it's just not something you really pay attention to, and
I'm fine if we just want to check in with the Padres and just hope that maybe that's what Hoffman wore, and maybe they retired his jersey at 50. It's 56. But
yeah, I'm sure they did. Yeah, we'll check in with the San Diego Padres.
Meg Ryan Reynolds checked in with the San Diego Padres, and coming up dry, what was your answer?
We didn't have much to go off of on this one. Eric said Rose was 14, Pete Rose, and so we just hoped that 35 might have been Johnny Bench, and we didn't know what 56 could possibly be, so we checked in with the Reds.
Fortunately, neither team getting points. You should know the host on some of these questions, and the correct answer is the Chicago White Sox, with 14 being Paul Konerko, 35 being Frank Thomas, and 56 being Mark Burley.
You threw me off that scent on the first question when you didn't go Dallas. So I was like,
yeah, we tried to know
he's not gonna go the White Sox route on this one then, because you threw us off the meta game with the first question. So
heading into the first quarter, we have scores of Meg Ryan Reynolds with 10 points and coming up dry with 20. Today's first quarter will be the Dean's List.
The Dean's List. For this quarter, there will be 3 lists containing 10 items, where the teams will go back and forth, guessing the items on the list. If a team guesses incorrectly, the other team can attempt to finish out that list. Each team is allowed 1 mulligan to be used after an incorrect guess. Each item is worth 10 points.
List number 1, the 10 most tenured coaches in the NFL, current coaches. And we're going to start with coming up dry.
Yep. Easiest one. All right, we'll check in with Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick, number 1, has been coaching the New England Patriots since the year 2000. Meg Ryan Reynolds, you're up.
We're going to say Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll, number 5, has been with the Seahawks since 2010. Coming up dry, you're up.
Go with Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin, number 3, has been with the Steelers since 2007. Meg Ryan, you're up.
Surprised Mason didn't say it. We're going to go with Sean Payton.
Sean Payton is correct. Number 2 on the list. Been with the Saints since 2006.
The next name on our list. I had him ready to go. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. We'll go with Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh has been with the Ravens since 2008. That is correct. Meg Ryan, you're up.
And this is for their current team, right? So it's not if they went from one to another right away.
That's correct.
Feel good about all 3 of those we have in there, Josh. Yeah, why don't you go with yours there?
Okay, we're going to go with Mike Zimmer.
Mike Zimmer, number 8 on the list, has been with the Vikings since 2014.
Okay, Eric, I think we should go with the second one that you sent, the one we kind of passed over earlier, because I think he's been there long enough based on the other names.
Bill O'Brien?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and check in with Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien, number 7 on the list, has been with the Texans, God knows how, since 2014.
Yeah, all right, we're going to go with Super Bowl champion Andy Reid.
Andy Reid is correct. Number 6 on the list, has been with the Chiefs since 2013. Coming up dry, you're up. We got 2 names left.
Trying to go through the coaches in my head. Yeah, he should be on there. All right, we're going to go with division rival of my Saints. We'll go with Atlanta Falcons, Dan Quinn.
All right. Scott is not happy with that answer because it's correct, and he's number 9 on the list. Been with the Falcons since 2015.
It's the only other one I had.
We got 1 name left.
Except you had a different name.
Yeah, I just thought of it before they were. I've gone through every coach in the league, so now it's just a matter of how long.
So it's either like going to be somebody who's been there since either also 2015 or maybe 2016.
Yeah.
So we're looking at 4 or 5 years.
How about this one?
All right, so we'll check in with Doug Peterson.
All right, checking in with Doug Peterson, who is number 10 on the list, hired by the Eagles in 2016. So that takes care of the list. 7 of the 10 coaches on this list have won a Super Bowl. Bill O'Brien will be the next one to, raise the Lombardi trophy after these key moves he's made in the offseason. I feel like I take a lot of hits at Bill O'Brien, but I'm a Penn State fan, and he left there, and it's just I knew he shouldn't have left, but I don't think
it's merited. He's awful.
He was a great college coach.
He was.
Yeah.
He got more out of Christian Hackenberg than anybody ever thought. List 2. Top 10 players with the most assists in the NBA during the 1990s. So that's from the 90-91 season through the 98-99 season. And we'll be starting with Meg Ryan Reynolds for this one.
Take the obvious one.
Take the obvious, yep.
Go with John Stockton.
John Stockton. Wait. No, he's on the list. Number 1 with 8,012 assists. Coming up, Dry, you're up.
I would hope he's on the list.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll go with Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd, not on the list. Would you like to use your mulligan?
I mean, I'm inclined to go for it, considering there's 9 answers left on the board, and I would hate for them to run the table here.
Yeah.
I don't want to like give any hints either, but probably should use your mulligan.
Yeah.
I think that's a good call.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. All right.
All right, back to the drawing board in a second.
Yeah. Goodness.
I thought that was the other slam dunk one.
And it's making me reevaluate things now.
I know.
All right, we're gonna check in with Mark Jackson.
All right, Mark Jackson is correct. He is number 2 on the list with 5,833. So a good, almost, over 2,000 assists, lower than number 1 on the list. All right, Meg Ryan, you're up.
All right, we're going to go with Gary Payton.
Gary Payton, number 5 on the list with 4,816 assists.
You good with that one, Eric?
Yep, I'm good with that one.
Okay, we're gonna go with Tim Hardaway.
Tim Hardaway is a correct answer. He is number 4 on the list with 5,236 assists.
We're going to go with Rod Strickland.
Rod Strickland is correct. He is number 3 on the list with 5,417.
I was definitely not going to pull that name.
Really wish you guys hadn't used your mulligan.
I mean, there were 9 names left. You're going to run the table on us.
Oh,
I understand why you did. It's just we could have really benefited.
We definitely would have got the 2 you guys came up with. But
I'm good with either one of those because, I mean, like I said, I'm really not – I don't have any strong inkling on either of those last 2 names that you sent. If you have one you feel better about.
All right, we'll go with it. Jeff Hornacek.
And checking in with Jeff Hornacek, which is unfortunately incorrect. So that gives Meg Ryan Reynolds the chance to run the rest of the list.
Josh, I feel pretty good about Penny Hardaway.
So I'm just trying to think of because I think Avery Johnson, that's a possible good one. You had Terrell Brandon, Kenny Anderson, Mookie Blaylock. How about
Sam Cassell?
How about Kevin Johnson?
Yeah, that's not bad. It scares me though that Kidd's not on this list. Johnson.
Kidd had a bulk of his career in the 2000s.
Yeah, I mean he came in '94, so I mean.
Yeah, and we're going to be looking for guys who probably mostly, unless they were just assist machines in the mid to late. I think a lot of these are going to be people who played most of the decade.
I agree. I don't hate Kevin Johnson as an answer. I just know he struggled with injuries, and then he did share the ball with Kidd. You know, once Kidd got to Phoenix. What about Terry Porter from Portland? He made a couple All-Star teams. He was on those early '90s.
Wasn't he more their shooting guard? I thought he was more their shooting guard than their point guard.
Well, Drexler was a shooting guard for most of the time. You know, for when he was there. We got a lot of names. It's just a matter of
trying to pick the right one. I don't. You have one that you feel stronger with out of the bunch that we've.
Probably of all the ones we put, I'd say Penny Hardaway, Mookie Blaylock are probably the 2 I feel strongest about.
Okay, well, pick one of them and we'll go with it.
All right, let's go. We're going to go with Penny Hardaway.
Checking in with Penny Hardaway, which is incorrect. Hardaway is actually 37th on the list.
Jeez.
Karl Malone has had more assists in the 90s than Penny Hardaway. So using your mulligan or...
I mean, how many do we have left?
There's 5 left. I'm not feeling super confident.
I'm just worried about what the next one might be if he recommended to them that they should use their mulligan earlier.
Because we had 9 answers.
Yeah.
I just don't know enough guys who, I mean, we've named all the obvious ones who came into the league right around 90 that were point guard, assist-centric players.
Maybe we take them. We save our mulligan here.
I don't feel strong that we're going to get 5 more.
Sure.
So
Yeah, that's fine. Let's keep it.
All right, we're not going to use our mulligan.
The remaining players on the list, we have number 6. We have a player that Scott mentioned, Mookie Blaylock. Number 7, we have everyone's favorite Muggsy Bogues. Number 8, we have somebody that Josh mentioned, which is Avery Johnson. Number 9, also somebody I believe Josh you mentioned, which is Kevin Johnson. And number 10, Scottie Pippen.
He was the guy that wasn't a.
I was as we were talking a little bit there. I thought, did Scottie have enough?
He was practically the point guard on that team.
And then Mason and Eric, Jason Kidd was actually 16th on the list, and Jeff Hornacek was 14th.
I was trying to go through my NBA Jam pairing.
Yeah, right.
Of the 10 players on that list, only 3 of them are in the Hall of Fame. Assist is not the way to go. So don't pass up.
Stockton, Hardaway.
It's Stockton, Peyton, and Pippen.
Tim Hardaway's not in yet?
Nope.
No.
I think. Do you think you? Oh, yeah, that's
Kevin Johnson. I feel like should be in the Hall of Fame, but that's.
I agree. I mean, I think both of them should be.
No team has their mulligans left heading into the third list.
No, we didn't use ours.
Oh no, you go. I'm sorry, you guys have your mulligans left when you probably shouldn't.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
So what I need here is this is the top 10 list for total championships or titles won in the English Premier League. And that will kick it over to coming up dry today.
So much fun.
Yeah, I can get the first one, Mason. That's Manchester United.
Take it.
Checking in with Manchester United, which is number 1 on the list. They have won the championship 20 times and were runners-up 16 times. Meg Ryan Reynolds, you're up.
All right, we're going with Liverpool.
Checking in with Liverpool, and I don't know if you saw me pointing. Liverpool. Liverpool is correct. They are number 2 on the list with 19 titles and runner-up 14 times. Coming up dry, you guys are up.
All right, well, I'm glad I have a teammate that can encourage some of the teams that I come up with because I'm just naming teams, and he's like, okay, that sounds good. So we're going to check in with Chelsea.
Checking in with Chelsea, who is number 8 on the list. 6 championships, and 4 times they were the runner-up.
Okay, looks like we're going to check in with Arsenal.
All right, Arsenal is number 3 on the list. 13 championships, runner-up 9 times.
Yeah, check in with Newcastle.
All right, checking in with Newcastle, which is correct. Number 9 on the list. They have 4 titles and were runner-up 2 times. Their most recent title, this is actually for Matt, was 1926-27 season, so he probably would have had that one.
We're going to go with Man City, so Manchester City.
Manchester City is correct. Number 6 on the list. They were really bad for a very long time, but then they got a billionaire owner, so now they've won 6 titles. And they were runner-up 6 times. Most recent championship was 18-19 season. 2018-2019. Sorry, Matt.
You good with that one, Eric?
Yeah, I'm good with that one.
Okay. Luckily, racking my brain just popped in my head. We're going to check in with Everton.
Checking with Everton, which is correct. Number 4 on the list. 9 titles, runner-up 7 times.
What number were they?
Number 4.
I remembered a picture of little Steven Gerrard around a bunch of Everton trophies with his Everton jersey on because he was an Everton fan growing up, which is interesting as a Liverpool legend.
Yes. So we got 3 left on the list. Number 5, number 7, and number 10.
We're going to check in with Aston Villa.
All right, checking with Aston Villa, which is correct. Number 5 on the list. 7 titles, runner-up 10 times. Most recent championship was 1980-81. Not to break news on a podcast or anything, but I just got a text from my wife that Regis Philbin died.
Oh.
Okay.
He was not in my death pool that I have with my friends.
I got to fact check this because she's wrong all the time. So let me.
Yeah, I know. I see it.
Nope.
It's
Yep.
How old was he?
88.
I mean, that's a good run.
We haven't mentioned him in any podcast, have we?
I don't think so. No,
right,
we were not the death knell for him.
Not on the hook for this one. All right, we're good.
I'm good with that one. Like I said, I'm running out of names, so I'm good with that name if you want to go with it.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to go with Leeds. Leeds United.
Leeds United. Incorrect. But you guys do have a mulligan. So there's that.
No, we don't.
Oh, you used it?
Yeah.
We used on the last one.
Jason Kidd.
Kidd. You did use your mulligan.
Yeah.
Where am I? I don't even know where I am right now. Hold on.
We have our mulligan. So
Listen, Regis died. I'm upset. All right, let's go watch the Fresh Prince episode that he was on. And
episode 2 wants to be a millionaire.
oh god, I remember that. So 2 left, guys. You can talk it out. They're officially done.
I don't have many names left, and I have no idea if they've ever won. I got one other name, I think.
We've got 2 shots at it, so
I don't know exactly how to pronounce the team. Is it Leicester City or something like that?
Is it Leicester?
It could be Leicester City, Leicester. I don't know, whatever. Do you know who I'm talking about, Eric?
Yes, I do.
It is a team in the EPL currently, but
yep. Is that where you're going with?
We're going to check in with them. It's a name I could come up with. So,
all right. So Leicester City is not correct. They did, shock the world. Was it last year? The year before? Maybe 2 years ago. 2 years
something
ago.
like that. That's probably why I've heard of them.
Yeah. Not they were like 5,000 to 1 long shots. Somebody made a lot of money, I'm sure. But unfortunately not on the list. The 2 that no one has said.
We have our mulligan.
Oh, sorry.
Scott, I'm not sure that's going to help.
Wake me up when we're done.
It's not, but I mean, we probably should have let him say it and then be like, hey, we have a mulligan.
I'm just trying to think of any other Premier League team. You got any other Premier League teams in your brain there, Scott?
No, when he said Premier League, I thought was like, we don't talk about movies on this podcast, so I don't even.
I mean, I'm impressed
the ones I knew I typed to you a while ago. So
you guys, everybody has done really well, and I am shocked to how well everybody.
I don't think I even have any other teams in the Premier League. From a podcast I often listen to, I know a 3rd tier team that is not very good in the 3rd tier. That's Wimbledon, but they're not in the Premier League. I don't even know if I can come up with a guess. And it sounds like these ones are from way back when. These 2 teams may not even be currently in the Premier League since they've, the whole relegation thing, or maybe they don't exist at all anymore. Who knows?
We would have got points with Movie Boyla.
I guess we should have. I mean, we've had a pretty good run here. It's,
Yeah, no, you've had a pretty good run here.
Then just for fun, I'm going to say Wimbledon FC. We'll give a shout out to a lower part of the 3rd tier English soccer.
All right, so Wimbledon FC is incorrect. Scott, if you would have watched Netflix maybe as much as you watch Hulu, there is a Netflix series called Sunderland Till I Die. They were number 7 on the list. It's actually I highly recommend it.
I watch a lot of Netflix. I still have never heard of that.
I'm sure I would get a good nap out of it. So it's soccer. So
it was on our short list, unfortunately.
We lost the coin.
Nope. Number 10, I don't think would have been on anybody's short list. It was that's why I like this list so much, because just by naming teams, you can get most of it, except for number 10. Sheffield Wednesday.
I've heard of it.
And Wimbledon was a big team. They used to play in what's the giant arena in London?
Wembley.
Wembley, yeah. Wimbledon used to play in Wembley, but then they ceased to be a team, and then they brought them back as a very poorly funded 3rd division team playing in Wembley Stadium.
Nobody said Tottenham, so I figured that would have got.
Oh, that's another name.
I brought that name up, and Eric was like, "Yeah," he was like, "No, it's not going to be on there."
No, they're not. But I assumed somebody would throw that out as a guess, but no.
Huh. Nope, that was one that I've heard of them, yes, but it wasn't in my brain.
After the first quarter, we have Meg Ryan Reynolds with 130 points, and coming up dry today also with 130 points, bringing us to our second quarter. Second quarter today will be how low can you go?
How low can you go? For this quarter, there will be 4 questions consisting of 5 clues, given one at a time. After each clue, both teams will decide if they want to check in with their guests by sending a chat to the host. If a correct answer is checked in after the first clue, the team will receive 50 points. After the second clue, 40. After the third clue, 30, and so on.
So today, question 1 is, who am I? Clue 1, My last Major League Baseball appearance was in 2001 with the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, I think we're going to take another clue.
Yeah.
All right, one team taking another clue. Meg Ryan Reynolds. Scott's deep in thought there.
Just going through that 01 White Sox roster, trying to see if I can pull it. And I actually am. You want to take another one, Josh?
Unless you think you can come up with who had their last appearance. Yeah, it could have been somebody who didn't even play very much, at the end of their careers. I don't have a clue. So unless you do, let's take another clue.
Yep. Next clue, please.
All right, clue 2. I made my pitching debut in 1993 with the Texas Rangers, injuring my elbow and missing the remainder of the season.
Take another clue, Eric.
All right, Eric.
We're
gonna pull the trigger on it?
Yeah, let's pull the trigger.
All right, we're gonna go for it for 40 points. I'll go ahead and send it to you.
Clue 3. I was a 6-time All-Star and a 2-time World Series champion.
Guess we can talk it out, Josh.
Yeah.
2-time World Series champion, 6-time All-Star.
Which that'd be most of his career that he was an All-Star. Threw out his elbow in 93, and he got 94 to 2001,
My thought is Kevin Brown would have won the World Series with the Yankees and with the Marlins in 97. I mean, I know he came up with the Rangers. He was very injury prone. I don't necessarily remember him on the White Sox, but I do think he bounced around a little bit. But I also think I feel like he pitched after 2001, though. 6-time All-Star's throwing me, though, because my initial thought was like John Wetland or something, but he did not make 6 All-Star teams. So I actually don't know. I wouldn't feel confident enough to take a stab at it here.
No, it sucks that, they very well, and they were nodding their head after that one, so I think they were feeling more confident with their answer.
Yeah.
But
it's better to get some points, and
Yeah, let's take another clue.
Clue 4. I was the AL MVP in 1988.
Okay, did we hear something wrong?
No, I was thinking like maybe it was someone that like started pitching or went into a game. Or went into a game, a blowout or something.
Oh, that's
Dennis Eckersley, right? 88 AL MVP, 2 World Series with the A's, 6-time All-Star. I think it's Eckersley.
Wait a minute, Eckersley. Didn't it say that he made his pitching debut in 1993 for the Rangers and he threw out his elbow?
Yeah.
So
I'm so lost. I don't know then.
No, this is going to be a position player.
Well, obviously.
Because they've played. So Eckersley was a pitcher.
No, I know. That's why I'm saying I'm lost now.
AL MVP from 88.
Yeah, I have no idea. Is it Ricky Henderson? Wait, is it Jose Canseco?
That's what I'm starting to think.
I think it's Canseco.
Because he did go to the Rangers. I don't remember him going into pitch and throwing out his elbow, but that wouldn't surprise me.
No, it wouldn't surprise me either. And like retiring in 2001 sounds about right.
Yeah, I think Canseco has to be who it is. Should we check in with Jose Canseco?
Yep, let's do it.
All right, we're going to check in with Jose Canseco.
Checking in with Jose Canseco. And coming up dry, checked in after the second clue. And what was your answer?
Yeah, so I want to preface it by saying the 1993 Texas Rangers are right smack dab in my wheelhouse, which is something that may never be said on this podcast again. Yeah, that is the infamous Jose Canseco game where he threw out his elbow and didn't play for the rest of the year. It may have been the same series that a home run went off of his head. It certainly wasn't very, very far after that. Yep.
That's actually the correct answer is Jose Canseco, and he is also known for having a ball bounce off his head over the wall for a home run. Clue 5 would have gave it away, I assume. Author of the book Juiced.
Yeah, I think we would have got that.
Yeah. No, I was deliberately misleading there with that first, pitching debut in 93, but I didn't think somebody get it, but no, good job.
Well, it helps when it's, the team you were a fan of at the time.
Yeah.
Like that was your team. That's easy to do.
12-year-old sports crazy Eric that watched every baseball game.
Yeah,
never forget Jose Canseco.
My only input was I think he played for the White Sox at some point. Sounds good to me. That's all I had.
On to question 2. When am I? Alabama Crimson Tide won the college football national championship.
Next clue.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll take the next one.
This is moving fast. I like this. Clue 2. The Los Angeles Lakers won the NBA championship.
Bama champs, Lakers champs. Just to clarify, I'm assuming for the college one, the game was played in that year, not the season that championship was for.
Great question.
That is. Let me double check.
Because typically it's been, when the games were played, but
I believe it is when it was played, but let me check.
Okay.
It's when the game was played.
Okay.
So the 79 season.
Oh, did you just give us the answer?
Yeah, I did.
We're going to check in with 1979.
All right, well, then you're wrong.
And with 1980.
Oh my word. So do you need to take a minute and make a new
I got another one. Hold on.
Oh, you got another one you can throw in there?
I should, yeah.
I wasn't trying to have you give us the answer. I was just trying to understand if you...
I didn't even think of what I was doing. Trust me, I don't know who has mulligans. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, we were kind of approaching our way there a little bit. Not exactly.
We were way off.
So I got a new one.
All right.
This one's not easy, though. So,
last one wasn't no slam dunk either, but...
Damn it.
Well, no, because this is hockey.
Oh boy!
You already had 0 points.
No, here I have another one after that.
We'll take all 5 clues, please.
Yeah,
we'll do the other one. All right. So this one's going to be who am I?
So who am I? And this is the second.
Take 2. Question 2. Who am I? Attended Wake Forest University. Again, this is not the hockey one. I'll save you guys. You guys are going to need another clue.
I'm tempted, though. I am tempted.
We kind of are, too.
Don't be tempted. Don't be tempted.
All right.
It's not Tim Duncan, okay? I'll just tell you right now. It's not Tim Duncan.
We'll take another clue, then.
That did feel a little obvious that it could have been.
You want to take another clue,
I'm making about answers, but...
I think especially since... I mean, you obviously, you got another name in there, but I think another clue might be good because there's, they do have more sports, too. Than just
it's a pretty big university.
They've had a lot of people attend it.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take another clue.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys are... Yeah. Mason, Eric, you guys need a clue as well?
Yeah. Now we will, yes.
So now that everyone knows it's not Tim Duncan, clue 2. Received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2004.
Eric, you good with that? We're going to take another clue.
All right. Coming up, try taking another clue.
Yeah, I think you're right, Scott. I think we need another clue.
I don't want to because it's a chance to make up ground, but yeah, I guess we have to.
I'm not confident in what I was sending you.
Yeah. All right, we'll take another clue.
On to clue 3. Participated in his final Masters in 2004.
You're checked in.
Said, coming up dry today. You guys can talk it out.
Okay.
So, yeah, I like...
So, I mean, just throwing out older golfers that would be prominent. Arnold Palmer comes to mind as someone who might get a Medal of Freedom.
Yep, and I like that. I can't really...
Jack Nicklaus, I think, went to Ohio State or somewhere else, if I recall. I don't think he went to Wake Forest.
Yeah, and that was the other name that I was going back and forth on.
Right. And
they didn't check...
mention Gary Player, but he's South African. I doubt he would have went to university at Wake Forest and did what he had to do.
And they did. I was getting caught up in the fact that they just did a ceremonial tee shot, not like a full participant in the Masters after roughly that time frame. So,
right,
I'm good with that. If we want to check in with that, honestly, or we can take one more. We do have a little bit of cushion thanks to Jose, and just.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of golfers that would have been prominent, outside of golf that would have been able to get that because, I mean, usually that's stuff for like humanitarian, social kind of stuff that you would get a medal like that. And Palmer kind of fits that.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Better. Okay, we'll go ahead and check in with Arnold Palmer.
Coming up dry checks in with Arnold Palmer. Meg Ryan Reynolds, what was your answer?
Well, I'm going to have to give some credit to the This Day In that I've been looking at every day for since we've been doing our the Bench fan group because the picture of this person is always shown with him getting his Medal of Freedom, and that is Arnold Palmer.
So the final 2 clues I had written had 62 PGA Tour wins, including 7 major championships. And the final clue was just simply iced tea and lemonade. Both teams getting 30 points for that question. Bringing us to question 3. I'm going to try my best not to give you guys the answer. Question 3 again is who am I? Because, the one I had that wasn't who am I had to get replaced. All right. Through no fault of my own, I just want to point that out.
Oh, you certainly did not. Maybe we'll just leave that in that you gave us the answer.
Josh has questions about my questions. So, I mean,
well, the fact that you had to think about it and look it up. That's the problem.
Whatever. I don't know. I feel like that's not my fault. But anyway, who am I? Clue 1. South Dakota State's all-time leading scorer. You guys really talking this long about South Dakota State?
Well, I'm going through the my list of prominent South Dakota State alumni that I have memorized.
Yeah, that does take a while, Eric.
It's not Tim Duncan.
I'm glad. I'd be shocked if it was. Really throw me off.
He had a whole life we didn't know about.
Some people do.
All right, we'll take another clue.
All right. And coming up dry, what are you guys doing?
Oh,
Let's take another one.
Okay. I mean, I guess that seems possible. We could be the first people to get a 50-pointer here if we take a chance on it.
Yeah, that hasn't happened yet, has it?
It has not happened yet.
But also be a big swing in the game if you don't get it.
That seems like in the realm of possibility that I feel like that's I don't know. Like when you said that, I thought about it, and
based on his knowledge of South Dakota State.
This is on Eric. Eric,
I did put a name in there right away. And then,
all right.
I mean, I am willing to put my faith in you if you want to go for it. I'm willing to do so.
And he just met you, so I mean, there's that.
Hey,
this is crazy.
Hey, he got Jose Canseco off of 2 clues. I am willing to put a lot of trust in him.
Well, to be fair, that was wheelhouse. South Dakota State alumni, in spite of my set, is not my wheelhouse.
Like I said, I am willing to go for it. That is up to you. The more that I think about it, it fits the clue, but that is
a lot of athletes fit that clue. Anyone that can score points would fit that clue.
At South Dakota State of all places.
I'm cool with one more. I just
Look, I mean,
the host is egging us on.
I want you to crash and burn for the sake of the game, and even I don't want you to go for it.
Also, we have a chance to make this podcast history, and I mean, I don't think there's monetary compensation. You guys didn't talk to me about monetary compensation before this. But, I mean,
we got to figure out the taxes and stuff, and then we'll figure.
Also, the fact we are up 20 right now, so I mean, even if it wouldn't be too big of a swing necessarily, since they're not going for it. I'm
not, pushing people one way or another. But if you did, I mean, Eric, that would put you right in for Rookie of the Year for Benchwarmer's Trivia Podcast. I'm just saying.
Don't fall for it.
Hey,
but no, you guys do what you got to do.
The worst we can do is down 20 points after this one.
Yeah, so that's not bad. There's plenty of game left. That's one halftime question. I mean, there's still a lot of game to be played. Like I said, I'm willing to go for it because I'm thinking about it. It fits. Let's go for it. I'll send it.
Josh, just so you know, if it's who I told you it was, I'm gonna be pretty pissed.
Okay, I don't think it is. I really don't. But
all right, so one team has checked in. So from here on out, you guys can talk it out. So we're gonna go to clue 2. He is a former member of the Amsterdam Admirals.
Still feel like I could be right. What are you thinking, Josh?
I think you've got the wrong sport.
Okay.
I think weren't the Amsterdam Admirals, weren't they American football and for the NFL Europe?
So if that's the case, points is an odd way to put it. So it could be
a kicker from South Dakota, from the good old Jackrabbits. I don't know.
I'll tell you right now, my kicker alma mater's knowledge is not strong.
No.
I mean, I can get some recent ones, but
I'm trying to think if I've think of any As all-time leading scorer, former member of the Amsterdam Admirals. I don't think I can get it from that.
All right, let's take another clue.
All right, clue 3. 4-time Super Bowl champion.
I don't think it's Steven Gostkowski. I don't believe he went to South Dakota State.
Okay, well, let's go with before Gostkowski.
Vinatieri?
I don't know where most kickers went to college, but
I don't hate that.
4-time Super Bowl champ. I don't know where the split came from him being on the Patriots and then going to the Colts. Did he win 3? Was he on half of the?
I thought he won. I thought he only won 3, but he definitely. I guess he could have been there for 4.
If he was there, if he was at, didn't he got 1 with Indianapolis? Didn't he? Wasn't he the kicker on when Peyton won with the Colts?
Probably. I don't mind taking a shot at Vinatieri. I kind of like that. Vinatieri is like the best that I would be able to come up with as far as kickers who have most likely won 4 Super Bowls.
I mean, I think he got the one in Indianapolis, and then if he had 3 of the,
it definitely had 3.
If he had 3 of the 6 in New England,
yeah,
I'd be all right. If we want to, I mean,
let's do it. Yeah, I think we should do it.
We'll check in with Adam Vinatieri.
All right, checking in after clue 3 with Adam Vinatieri, and coming up dry today. You guys checked in after the first clue, and what was your answer?
Yeah, so I don't know why I remembered that he went there, but when you said leading scorer for South Dakota State University, I thought, leading scorers are usually kickers, and Adam Vinatieri kicked at South Dakota State University, so we said Adam Vinatieri.
All right, so the last 2 clues were NFL record for most combined regular and postseason games played, and clue 5 was the NFL record for most career points, which goes to Adam Vinatieri, so both teams getting their points on that one.
Just make sure you talk up that this is Benchwarmer's history.
So after I'm taking credit for it, I talked them into it. I feel like I'm responsible. Yeah, I pushed them in the right direction.
I was pushing him too as well. I felt
he was. Yeah.
He said that right off the bat. It started to make sense the more I thought about it, and I was like, "You want to go?"
I've been doing not just sports trivia but regular trivia for I'm close to 8 years now, and it's always your gut. If for some reason it's the first thing that comes up, you got to go with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I remembered the Adam Vinatieri alma mater factoid. That's why we trivia, right? Because we don't know what we do.
I'm impressed, Eric. That was super impressive because
he has been carrying the team this round. I will say that between Canseco and Vinatieri.
Question 4: what am I?
You're not made of sterling silver, are you?
It's not. I was going to, but I figured no, that's just mean. This event was first held in 1985.
Wouldn't it be great if we did it back to back?
All right, both teams going for another clue. All right, clue 2. The highest attendance for this event is 101,763.
I mean, I think I know it after clue 1, but I'm trying to think if you would do that. So, I mean, I know the year is correct. I'm positive about that.
It's not Tim Duncan.
No, never mind.
Crap.
Forget everything I was saying. I thought I was positive that's the year he enrolled at South Dakota State before he ended up in Wake Forest about 10 years later.
Do you want to? Should we?
I think we should. We're down. I mean, we need to take a risk.
You want me to send it to him?
Yep.
You guys are checked in. Coming up dry today. Feel free to talk it out.
So I'll go back. I had a college roommate that anytime he had a few too many sodas, he used to tell everybody his favorite fact, which was that the highest attendance for any interior sporting event was at the Pontiac Superdome for WrestleMania something or other. And it seems to kind of fit the clues. It's roughly the right time. Talking about the Superdome, so you're talking about 100,000 plus people that could fit all the way down on the floor. I kind of like WrestleMania.
Yeah, I agree that it fits the time frame of when that would have started. I mean, the mid 80s would be about the time for that to start. And I mean, if you feel good about it, I'm fine with it. Like I said, if it is this, I don't really have much knowledge of wrestling in general. So I once again am inclined to lean on whatever you're going with, especially since you've been so hot this round. I'm willing to ride you all the way.
Yeah, let's go with it. What do you say? Ride the hot hand.
All right. So we're gonna check in with
check shot.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna check in with WrestleMania.
So both teams checked in after the second clue Coming up dry today checks in with WrestleMania and Meg Ryan Reynolds. What was your answer?
I was very inclined to go for the 50 when I heard 1985 because I know that was the first WrestleMania. Obviously, wrestling is my wheelhouse. Then once you said the attendance thing, I was like, this. I would be shocked if this isn't WrestleMania. I'm interested to hear the rest of the clues, though, but we checked in with WrestleMania.
Clue 3. Athletes who have participated or made an appearance include Muhammad Ali.
It's WrestleMania.
Floyd Mayweather Jr., Pete Rose, Rob Gronkowski, and Shaquille O'Neal. Clue 4. It is held at the end of March every year or early April. And Clue 5. In April of 2020, it was held as a 2-day event in front of 0 spectators. The correct answer is WrestleMania. So I would just like to take a minute and just, acknowledge all of the great wrestlers of all time. So that's Hillbilly Jim, IRS, Val Venus, Gangrel, and Scotty Too Hotty.
And Eric, just to let you know, it's the Silverdome, the Pontiac Silverdome, not the Superdome. So
I missed
just
that.
wanted to.
Yeah.
I want to correct both of you on that because that's not when that record was set.
Oh, it wasn't set at the.
It was initially,
and then they
has surpassed it at AT&T Stadium in Dallas.
That's after I was paying any attention to it.
Me too, but I just
when Jerry Jones was out trying to break every attendance record for every type of sport.
Yeah.
Sure.
Eric, why did you not break the Jamal Adams trade news like you did Regis Philbin?
What?
Jamal Adams,
come on,
Seahawks, baby.
Oh
wow.
You said that like he was going to the Cowboys. Now I'm depressed. Cancel the game.
You're trying to with giving away answers.
Regis Philbin giving away answers, and now Jamal Adams being traded.
Hey, after he put his hat on, he's had no issues since.
Guys,
that's fair.
This has been there's a lot that's happened in this first half.
Yeah, this is an eventful recording.
He wanted to go to Dallas.
I don't think he'll be upset about going to Seattle.
Yeah, it's not a bad spot to go to.
You see what they gave up for him though? Great haul for the Jets.
Really?
Two first rounders?
Two first and a third. And Bradley McDougald.
Oh.
Yeah.
McDougald.
Yeah. There go. Now get ready for my Sean Bradley McDougald pre and post game.
Heading into halftime, we have a score of Meg Ryan Reynolds with a solid 250. And coming up dry today is not that dry after that amazing, how low can you go round, with 290 points. It is now time for the halftime show. There will be 5 entertainment questions pertaining to sports, each question worth 20 points. So I'm going to list you two movies, all right, and a professional or collegiate team. All I need from you is to tell me the actor or actress that appeared in those movies and that is a fan of those teams. Example would be the movies are going to be Monsters, Inc., City Slickers, and the Los Angeles Clippers. All right. So the actor that was in both of those movies and is a fan of the Los Angeles Clippers is
that Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal.
Yep.
I didn't know he was in Monsters, Inc., but
Mike Wazowski.
I only got it because of Monsters, Inc.
Oh. I guess
so. This is. So I put this together. So like, even if you don't know sports, you can probably take a guess just knowing the movies. So,
Okay.
Question 1, the 40-year-old virgin, Avengers Endgame, and the Kansas City Chiefs.
We can check it.
All right. Meg Ryan Reynolds is checked in. Talk it out, guys.
Mason, you got?
It makes sense to me. I've not seen either of the movies, but I know he is in one of them. So that's good enough for me, I suppose, if you feel good about it.
Yeah. The guy
Mason is adding to the list of movies he's never seen.
Oh, yeah. I'm clueless on movies, so.
So, yeah, we're going to go with the man who invited all of Kansas City to a kegger at his mom's house, Paul Rudd.
Coming up dry today checks in with Paul Rudd and Meg Ryan Reynolds. What's your answer?
So I don't know if he did that purposely or not, but Mason just said he's clueless when it comes to this, and this guy also appeared in Clueless. The answer is Paul Rudd.
Mason hasn't seen that.
I did that one on purpose.
Really? You've seen Clueless, but you
haven't
seen
that. Don't ask me why, but I've seen it.
Clueless is an American treasure. So.
As if.
So the correct answer for that question is Paul Rudd. Yeah, he was all over the sidelines throughout the entire playoffs, even at the Super Bowl. Question 2. The movies are Anaconda, 21 Jump Street, and the team is the Oakland Raiders.
We can check in.
Meg Ryan Reynolds is checked in. I knew you would do that immediately on that one.
Love Anaconda.
I'm going to go on the limb and say Mason hasn't seen either of these movies.
I've seen 21 Jump Street. Thank you very much.
What about 22 Jump Street?
No.
I'm right with Mason. I've seen 21 Jump Street. No need to see Anaconda or 22 Jump Street.
22 Jump Street wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't good.
Yeah, it's okay. Probably better than Anaconda.
It's not a high bar.
So they've checked in, right? Yes.
Yeah, no, go ahead, guys.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. I think Eric's all over this one. That makes sense.
Yeah.
First I didn't recognize that he was in 21 Jump Street, and then I thought about it and I realized he is in it. And
Yeah, Anaconda.
he's not the first person I think of.
Yeah, Anaconda was like, okay, I know of one decent name from there that is a sports fan. Then the Raiders
All right.
locked it in, so we're gonna lock in with O'Shea Jackson, aka Ice Cube.
Coming up dry today, checks in with Ice Cube and Meg Ryan Reynolds. What's your answer?
Eric, I think J-Lo is a sports fan as well. Just want to give credit to someone else that was in Anaconda. That's a sports fan. All right. The answer
Her
is,
acting carried that movie, okay?
yeah, that's why Josh doesn't need to see it. The answer is Ice Cube.
Both teams getting points on here on this question, sorry. The correct answer is Ice Cube. There has been no report, at least nothing that I've heard, that says if he's following them to Las Vegas or not. So maybe he'll find a new team.
I feel like he probably is because his Big Three league is run out of Vegas, so he seems to be fond of Las Vegas.
Maybe he made them move to Vegas. There it is. All right, and I apologize if any of these. Let me just take a minute. If any of these actors pass away, I am sorry. Question 3: we have We Are Marshall, Sing, and the University of Texas football.
We can check in.
Yep, this one I put in the chat window. I think before we even got to this point, I had 2 but I was like, okay, keep these because we might have to come back.
Yeah. Can't confirm because I saw him on the sidelines when we beat them last year, and he was very upset by that. But yeah, we'll go ahead and check in with that. You can go ahead and say
checking in with Matthew McConaughey.
Checking in with Matthew McConaughey and Meg Ryan Reynolds. What's your answer?
All right. It's Matthew McConaughey.
Yes, the man that loves beef and Lincolns. The correct answer is Matthew McConaughey.
He also loves brown M&Ms. It's the only one he eats because it's the natural color of M&Ms. Of chocolate, he won't eat the colored ones. Just saying.
Question 4: Kingpin, Space Jam, and the Chicago Cubs.
We can check in.
All right, Meg Ryan Reynolds has checked in. Mason, have you seen any of these movies?
I mean, I've seen Space Jam, but I don't have any other reference otherwise.
Good with that answer, Mason?
Oh yeah, I just saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can talk out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the famous Space Jam right-hand man for Michael Jordan, Mr. Bill Murray. Check in with Bill Murray.
All right, they're checking in with Bill Murray and Meg Ryan Reynolds. Hit me with your answer.
Yeah, co-owner of the St. Paul Saints. That would be Bill Murray.
Both teams getting points here.
Now, Eric, if you cause Bill Murray to die, we're gonna have some. Issues.
No,
We're
trust
gonna
me.
have
Like I
words.
said, he died in Zombieland. Okay, so technically not my fault. Question 5: the movies are Double Jeopardy and Divergent, and the team is the University of Kentucky basketball.
We can check in.
So we got Meg Ryan Reynolds checked in. You guys can talk it out now.
You pre-called this one, Eric.
I did.
Jeez.
I have not seen either movie, but I know. I'm sorry. I'm a disappointment to all movie fans out there. Well,
We would have done so well if this was just me and Bomback against Mason in this round.
I might have gotten maybe 2. McConaughey and Ice Cube if I had to rack my brain about it. That's about it. Yeah, go ahead and check it.
First name I put up before we even started, I'm like, go ahead and keep this Ashley Judd if it gets to Kentucky. So Ashley Judd.
Checking in with Ashley Judd and Meg Ryan Reynolds. Your answer, please.
She killed her husband twice in Double Jeopardy. Once for real and once allegedly. And then she played the main character's mom in Divergent. It's Ashley Judd.
All right, both teams getting points on that. Correct answer is Ashley Judd. She actually has a bachelor's degree in French from the University of Kentucky. Heading into the second half, we have a score of Meg Ryan Reynolds picking up 100 points there, getting them to 350, and coming up dry today, another 100 points, bringing them to 390.
We'd like to take a minute to invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at BenchwarmersTP. We also have a Facebook group for fans of the pod called The Bench. Join us there to comment on the latest episodes and share cool sports facts and trivia. If you'd be willing to rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher, we'd greatly appreciate the support so that other people may find this podcast. Thanks.
Now on to the second half. Today's third quarter will be pre and post game.
Pre and post game. For this quarter, there will be 5 before and after style questions. For example, if I said, what all-time leader in receptions for the Indianapolis Colts was a Notre Dame safety drafted by the Minnesota Vikings? The answer would be Marvin Harrison Smith. Each question is worth 20 points.
Question 1. Ivy League journeyman quarterback who played for 8 teams over 15 seasons and coached Louisville and Kentucky to a men's basketball national championship.
Can check in.
Meg Ryan Reynolds is checked in. You guys can talk it out.
The Ivy League quarterback is Ryan Fitzpatrick. He went to Harvard.
Right.
And he said that would be
So Louisville.
Rick Pitino.
Yeah, that's what I.
So Ryan Fitzpatrick Pitino.
Yep, that's what I was thinking too.
All right, we'll check in with that.
All right. Checking in with Ryan Fitzpatrick Pitino and Meg Ryan Reynolds. What's your answer?
Same thing. Ryan Fitzpatrick Pitino.
Both teams getting points there. Louisville National Championship actually was vacated, so I just want to mention that. It's the first time ever NCAA men's basketball championship has been vacated.
More bad news to this podcast. Very morbid episode.
Hopefully Rick Pitino's still alive by the time this comes out.
I just want to see Rick
All right.
Pitino with the Ryan Fitzpatrick beard. That's what I would like to see.
I'll get on that. Question 2. 4-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time NBA Rebounding Leader, 3-time NBA Block Leader, and was drafted first overall in 1986 NFL Draft and drafted 183rd overall in the 1987 NFL Draft.
We'll check in.
All right, Meg Ryan Reynolds is checked in.
I don't know how this one came to me so quickly, but I got it from the second part because the second part's Bo Jackson. And there's only one big man I can think of that has Bo as part of their last name, and that would be Dikembe Mutombo. So I think we should go with Dikembe Mutombo Jackson.
Checking in with Dikembe Mutombo Jackson. And Scott and Josh, what do you got?
We also have Dikembe Mutombo Jackson.
Both teams getting points there. I was hoping I could wag my finger at somebody, but I guess not. These are going to get harder, Scott, so just wait.
I know they're going to get harder. I know.
As long as they get harder for the other team and we still get it, then we're
a
good.
lot of Kansas City Chiefs stuff coming up.
No. Oh, no.
I already did Mike D'Antoni Gonzalez. That's out. So, and Travis Kelce, Plum, I got. Let's keep it going.
Question 3, Arizona State wide receiver drafted by the Patriots in 2019, who scored 142 goals in 206 appearances for Tottenham Hotspur in the English Premier League.
Yeah, we can lock in.
Coming up dry today's checked in. Scott and Josh, Meg Ryan Reynolds, check it out.
Oh, if you can get the soccer player, we got it, Josh, because Harry something.
Let me think. I'm just seeing if I can come up with any.
Probably not Harry Styles.
Probably not.
Yeah, this is my fault. I should have studied more soccer coming in this episode, knowing that Eric was on and knowing what his strengths were. Not you, Walling.
Oh,
yeah. No, I should have too. I saw that the current soccer. So let me.
Like, I studied more hockey because Eric Ede is hosting. So I did a bunch of hockey studying before this game. But
I held back because I saw he didn't know hockey. So I didn't want to.
You don't hold back for us. We don't know hockey either.
Some listeners may enjoy a good hockey question now and again. Whatever 5 listeners we have, it's fine.
I feel like I got something right on the tip of my tongue.
I gotta check. I haven't looked at my phone in a while. There's probably somebody that died. Hold on.
Is there a Harry?
You said that, and the only thing that popped in my head is when you prank call somebody, and you're like, "Is Harry Balls there?"
Rick Johnson.
Hey, stop talking, Eric.
All
Come
right.
on. Is there a Harry Kane? That sounds like a name I've heard of. I don't know if it's a soccer player.
I don't know if you're hoping that Walling over there is going to nod, but he's not doing anything.
He's stone facing us.
Yeah, he is. So
it's a name I've heard. I think in the sports realm.
If it is a sports name, it could certainly be soccer because I've never heard that before.
Go ahead, check that in with your first half.
We're gonna check in with N'Keal Harry Kane.
Coming up dry today. What was your answer?
Is this the part where you play the backup alarm? Like,
oh, do we get it?
Yeah, play it for him.
Yep. That is Nikhil Harry Kane.
Both teams getting points on that one. The correct answer is Nikhil Harry Kane.
All right. Well, it was stuck in there somewhere. Just,
Nice pull, Bombeck.
I'm not sure it's really a pull. It was I've heard this name before. I guess it's sort of pulling out a name I've heard. So,
Question 4, Virginia Tech quarterback whose brother was drafted number 1 overall in the NFL draft, but he signed as an undrafted free agent in 2006 and was the NBA steals leader and the most improved player in 2018.
Okay, we can check in.
okay. I trust you.
All right, Meg Ryan Reynolds is checked in. Coming up dry today. Talk it out, please.
I think I got it.
I'm glad.
Of course he does.
I don't have either part of it.
Okay,
shockingly.
So the Virginia Tech quarterback whose brother was drafted number 1, Marcus Vick, because it wouldn't be Michael Vick, but Marcus Vick was definitely.
Oh, yeah.
And a steals leader and most improved player in 2018.
Victor Oladipo.
Yep, that's what I had. Marcus
Okay.
Victor Oladipo.
All right, we'll check in with that.
All right, Meg Ryan Reynolds, what was your answer?
There's just no chance for us to gain any sort of ground here.
We can't.
It's Marcus Victor Oladipo.
Correct answer is Marcus Victor Oladipo. So, question 5. Shout out to my buddy Pete, who did ask me to incorporate this player into this question. Not to give things away, it's going to be a player's name.
What?
Right?
1980.
Question 5. Florida State linebacker with a name like a Fraggle was a 2006 Browns first-round pick that played 6 seasons in the NFL and appeared in Happy Gilmore, just to let us know that Grizzly Adams did, in fact, have a beard.
I freaking love this movie, and it's killing me because I see the face, and I have no name for it.
Josh, I'm so confused that my brain shut off. So he said like 6 different things there.
I'm guessing all of the first 2 pieces he said went together.
I'm going to hear the name and recognize it. I'm going to hear the Fraggle name and be like, oh, yeah, that was clearly a name on there. But I wish it were the 2000 NFL draft. I might be able to pull this out after studying for so long. I finally pulled a name of a Fraggle, but it doesn't even fit anything. It's really frustrating when you have half of it and you're just scrambling to figure out the other half.
I wish we could get half of it. So you're ahead of where we're at.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It's not helping.
Acres away.
I wish I had the other half because I could have.
Well, yeah, then you'd have the answer.
Well, no, but if I had the other half as opposed to this one, it would be easier to get. We're going to go ahead and check.
All right, coming up dry today is checked in. Meg Ryan Reynolds.
Well, from, unless he's throwing a big curveball at us with Happy Gilmore and maybe not having an athlete, I do believe Lee Trevino was in Happy Gilmore. So that would mean the draft pick would have needed to end in like L-Y or L-E-Y or something like that. Or the last name of Lee. I guess that would be the other.
Yeah, I don't know any Fraggle Rock characters. So that clue is lost on me. If you feel good about Lee Trevino, then...
that's the only part I feel good about.
I'm very familiar with the draft. I'm very familiar with linebackers that were coming out around that time. If it has to be Lee, there's Dan Connolly from Penn State, but I don't remember him being a first-round pick.
I'm not going to come up with, unless you think you can come up with other, linebackers who were drafted in the first round. If you want to come up with.
If you think it's Lee Trevino, we're just going to check in with Dan Connolly Trevino to shout out a Penn State linebacker since Eric's a Penn State fan.
Sure. That sounds fine.
All right. So Dan Connolly Trevino.
And coming up dry today, what was your answer?
Well, I remember the golfer was Lee Trevino. So good for you for getting that one. The linebacker we had no clue on. We came up with every last name we could think of ends in Lee or close to Lee, and we decided to just punt and go with Sean Lee Trevino.
So neither team getting points on here. The correct answer is Cameron Wembley Trevino.
Hey, you ready for my typical?
Who?
No, Cameron, he was good. He was really good.
He played 6 seasons in the NFL. He wasn't that good.
He's good in college.
He got injured. And he got injured in the league, too.
Yeah. So, anybody, how many Fraggles can everybody name? I guess not many.
I had one. And that was
Red. I could give you Red.
Gobo, whatever.
Red, Boober, Gobo, Moki, and Wembley.
Woof.
All right. So no points on that.
That's a deep cut. It
was good.
That was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. So, there's that.
Well, at least somebody enjoyed it.
All right. After the third quarter, we have score of Meg Ryan Reynolds with 430 and coming up dry today, still holding their lead at 470. That brings us to the fourth quarter, known as Put Your Fours Up.
The fourth quarter, known as Put Your Fours Up. This quarter consists of 5 categorized questions that teams will wager up to 100 points each, not to exceed their current point total.
Categories for today are as follows. Question 1, neurosurgeon, which is an NFL question. Question 2, big shot, which is NCAA basketball. Question 3 is the year 2000, which is exactly what it is. Question 4, record store, which is a Major League Baseball question. And question 5 is draft steals. So it's time for you guys to place your wagers and send them over to me. Okay, now that the wagers are in, on to the questions. So question 1 in neurosurgeon. This safety who went to Florida State and was selected by the Titans in the 2010 draft is the only player selected in the NFL to be awarded the Rhodes Scholarship. After a brief career, he would retire and enter medical school.
Check in, Josh.
Meg Ryan Reynolds is checked in. Coming up dry today, talk it up.
I'm glad it's what we were anticipating it might be. Because we really only had like 2 names in our head that we really thought it could be. And safety pretty much narrows it down.
Rules out Laurent Duvernay-Tardif.
Right. Yeah. That would have been a much trickier name for us to You would have had that covered.
I got a pre and post game with that guy.
You too? Damn. Probably the same one.
All right. So I guess we're good with that. We're gonna check in with Myron Roll for 100 points.
And Meg Ryan Reynolds, what's your wager and what's your answer?
We wagered 85, and we also said Myron Roll.
Correct answer is Myron Roll, who never appeared in an NFL game. He's actually currently part of the Harvard University Neurosurgery Residency Program. So after the first question, we have coming up dry today's score of 570 and Meg Ryan Reynolds at 515. Bringing us to question 2, big shot. North Carolina and Villanova were tied with 4.7 seconds left in the 2016 NCAA Men's Basketball National Championship. Chris Jenkins inbounded the ball to what point guard who dribbled down the court and returned the ball to Jenkins for the championship-winning three-pointer?
We're going to check in.
All right. Meg Ryan Reynolds is checked in. You guys can talk it out now.
Oh, I see the play. I know the last name is Italian. It's a long last name. And like I said, it's like DiVincenzo, but it's not. It's something, because he was on the team, but it wasn't him. It was someone else. But I'm trying to rack my brain on the team. I can see because his jersey has long last name on it, but I just.
Yeah, that was coming up dry. I mean, I had Jalen Brunson was the only name I could think of for points.
I think he was.
It is not an Italian.
I think he was later. I want to say Brunson was on the team, maybe on the second time they won it.
So yeah, he got drafted by the Mavericks. Brunson got drafted by the Mavericks in the Doncic draft.
Yeah, so that would have been after they won. That would have been with the year they won the second one, I guess. All right.
Yeah, that was his last year, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it was Brunson though. I might.
What year, Eric? What year did you say again?
2016.
So that was the first time they won, because they won again in 2018, right? I think.
Uh-huh.
So, okay. Oh, wait, hold on. I got it. Ryan Arcidiacono. He plays for the Bulls because there's a YouTuber I watch, King of the Fourth Quarter. He talks about the Bulls all the time, and I remember him. It just popped in my head. I knew the D was somewhere in there. All right, We're going to check in with Ryan Arcidiacono for 60 points.
All right, they're checked in with Ryan Arcidiacono and Meg Ryan Reynolds. What's your wager and what's your answer?
We wagered 85.
We checked in with Jalen Brunson because I knew he was a point guard on that team.
All right, one team getting points here. The correct answer is Ryan Arcidiacono. Brunson was on the team. He was a freshman. Was more just a role player in their first championship. Their big names were Josh Hart and Chris Jenkins and, Arcidiacono, who did win the most outstanding player of that tournament that year.
Wait for it. Who?
He's done nothing in the NBA.
I've never heard of him.
He's in the G League, actually, or last he was in the G League, yeah.
I haven't paid close enough attention to, and especially if it was who passed the ball to the guy who got the game winner.
It's just, as a Villanova fan, like that play right there, my wife ruined it for me, but whatever. I was watching it on a delay, like a 5-10 second delay, and she's refreshing her phone, even though she didn't care. She just kind of wanted to be. So I'm sitting there not knowing what's going on, and she already knew what happened. And she just got this smile on her face. And then when I saw it, I'm like, I almost broke my laptop. It like flew out of my lap. I was just, it was, yeah. All right. So after question 2, a little bit of a gap in the scores now. So we have Meg Ryan Reynolds with 430 and coming up dry today, 630. Brings us to question 3. The year 2000. In the year 2000, what WNBA team defeated the New York Liberty 2-0 to capture their 4th straight WNBA title?
We can check in.
So we got Meg Ryan Reynolds checked in. Other gentlemen can talk it out.
Oh, I think I've got it. So there was a dynasty in the WNBA during that time, I think. And it was the Houston franchise. And they were not the Rockets, but it was space related. So I think it's the Comets. I think it's the Houston Comets.
Coming up dry today has checked in with the Houston Comets. What did you guys wager on that one?
Oh, I was going to let him say it. 75.
All right. And Meg Ryan Reynolds, what's your wager and what's your answer?
Wagered 85. Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, Tina Thompson, the Houston Comets.
All right. Both teams getting points there. The correct answer is the Houston Comets, who were put up for sale back in it was like 2007. They were bought by some mattress guy.
It's a shame.
And then he messed with the team and like moved them to a different arena with like half the capacity, and then put them up for sale like the following year, and nobody wanted to buy them. So they were taken over by the WNBA, like control of them. And then they were disbanded like about a year later after that in 2008.
It's a shame. Like the best franchise they ever had in the history of the sport.
Right.
And they lasted 10 years.
The first 4 NBA championships they won, or WNBA championships they won.
I mean, I think some people in Minnesota could argue that the Lynx are up there as one of the.
But at the time, though, the time.
Sure, at the time. But I mean, by 2008, I mean.
The Lynx had, 2 or 3 by then, I think?
No, I'm just saying is when they, if they finished their dynasty in like 2000-ish for Houston, and then they were still around, even though they got messed with until 2008. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough for any of those teams to survive. There's just not a lot of money in the WNBA.
The Comets were drawing though. They were bringing in close to about 10,000 fans a game.
You win. You get.
Well, crowds. Yeah, but when the owner takes over and then moves into an arena that holds like 6,000, it kind of.
Especially considering the Rockets weren't very good.
Yeah.
99, 2000, 2001. So.
True. I guess. Yeah.
They needed something. All right. So score update here. We have Meg Ryan Reynolds with 515 coming up dry today with 705. Question 4, the record store. The MLB record for strikeouts in a game is by a single player is 20. This has been accomplished by 3 different players. What is the record for consecutive strikeouts in a game by a single pitcher, and who holds this record?
Eric, you want to check in?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I'm good.
All right, we'll check in.
All right, coming up dry today, checked in. Scott and Josh, talk it up, please.
Got some names,
I don't think it's a recent record. I think I would have remember hearing it even if it was in the last 20 years. So I think it's a farther back record.
You don't think it's Frank Viola?
No.
I know. If you think it's far back, I mean,
Nolan Ryan is obviously I mean, like I said, I don't recall hearing anything about this record anytime recently.
Sure. My first thought when he said the question was Nolan Ryan, just because of how prolific of a.
I mean, obviously he's thrown the most strikeouts, but the question is that too on the nose? If the all-time strikeout king is the guy who has the most consecutive, I don't know. Like I said, Tom Seaver was.
I was hoping he was going with the 20 strikeouts thing. Like, give us 2 of the 3. I would have got that.
Oh yeah, I could have given 2 of the 3.
Like, that's where I thought it was going.
I was going. Hey, yes. he's gonna have us give 2 or 3, and then he didn't.
I started writing them down.
I mean, we can sit here and waste a whole bunch of time.
Yeah, let's not do that because
Do we just want to go with Nolan Ryan? And
Do you want to say like 8?
do we want to say he made it through three full innings, maybe? Like just,
So 9?
9?
Let's do it.
Nolan Ryan, 9?
Yeah.
Sure. We'll check in with Nolan Ryan and 9.
All right. And how many points?
85.
Okay. And coming up dry today, your answer and your wager, please.
All right. Well, we were first trying to figure out what the number might be. And he threw out 12, which I thought was kind of high. So we lowered it to 10. We both agreed 10 seems somewhere in the ballpark. And we just started naming pitchers. And the one we both landed on was Pedro Martinez. So we went with 10 and Pedro for 81 points.
So neither team getting points on this one. However, Mason and Eric, you did get half of the question. It was 10 strikeouts, and it was done in 1970 by Tom Seaver.
Well, we wouldn't have got the number anyway.
No.
So it was just the fact that the 20 strikeouts in a single game, Tom Seaver has never hit 20, but yet he struck out 10 in a row. You'd think at some point he would have maybe cracked 20.
Matt will enjoy that question.
And it's old baseball. He's going to love that question.
Well, he probably knows the answer to it.
He actually wrote that question. That's what Eric didn't tell us.
So just a fact, too, is in 2016, the Red Sox did combine, have 2 pitchers strike out 11 in a row. I believe it was against the Rays.
Doesn't count. Well, hey, I like that I at least, said Seaver in along the way because, that was just...
I thought you were getting there.
It's hard to get off of Nolan Ryan when you're...
And we wouldn't have said 10 because
10 seems crazy.
Yeah.
I named my kid after
You
Nolan
even
Ryan,
showed us
and
him in the beginning. You didn't even think Nolan Ryan, but he wasn't the right answer. So it's all right.
Yeah.
He wasn't. I know.
Threw it out there,
Oof.
but
Yeah. I have a big poster of him over here on the other side of the room. Yeah.
All right, heading into the final question, we have a score of Meg Ryan Reynolds with 430 and coming up dry today with 624. And question 5, draft steals. Drafted 31st overall in the 2001 NBA draft by the Warriors, but after 2 seasons would sign with Washington as a restricted free agent. In his career, he would have 29 40-point games, 3 50-point games, and is one of only 26 NBA players to score 60 or more points in a game.
We can check in, Josh. Not that it
matters.
I know it for a fact.
All right. I was going to ask him. There was so much stuff he threw at us there. I was going to ask him to repeat, but if you got it,
I do.
All right. Meg Ryan Reynolds is checked in. Coming up dry today. Talk it out, please.
Yeah. So I think this is the guy that wore 0 because somebody told him that was how many minutes he'd ever play in the NBA. Thinking this is Gilbert Arenas.
yeah, you seem pretty confident on that. I'm willing to go with it because I didn't have any strong thoughts off the top of my head.
Yeah, when he was hot. He was throwing up 40, 50-point games pretty regularly. So I like that.
Yeah,
one.
I think he had a 60 somewhere in there. So that seems good with me.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Let's lock in with Gilbert Arenas.
All right, and how many points?
75.
Meg Ryan Reynolds, your wager and your answer, please.
85 points. When this guy was hot, he was hot. That's why they nicknamed him Hibachi. And Agent Zero, it's Gilbert Arenas.
All right, both teams getting points there. The correct answer is Gilbert Arenas. Notable players, or I guess not notable players taken before
Kwame
him
Brown.
in the draft were Kwame Brown, Joseph Forte, and picked right before him, Trenton Hassel. The game has come to an end, and here are the final scores. Meg Ryan Reynolds came in with a solid performance today with 515 points. And our clipboard captains of the game, who will be receiving the coveted Danny Werfel Award with 699 points, coming up dry today. Nice job, guys. Eric, awesome job. Anything you guys like to say before we call it a night?
Well, I'm glad to get a Saints quarterback for the clipboard captain. Danny Werfel played there for a couple of years, so glad to get that. But Eric, great teammate. I mean, pulled a lot of stuff I was definitely not going to get, and definitely dominated How Low Can You Go today. So well done. Definitely deserved that clipboard captain.
Second setting records today, Eric. Good job.
Yeah, I was a little worried after I couldn't name more of the assist leaders. I was like, oh no. Once I got that Jason Kidd guest torpedoed, I'm like, this is going to be a lot. Yeah, found my spot on the court and just happened to hit a few long ones. So no, it was fun, guys. Thank you very much. I've enjoyed listening to you guys and what you guys are putting together. So keep up the good work. Glad to be a part of it.
Well, thanks for joining us. And Scott, we did much better today. This is our best performance as a team. So I didn't get, I wasn't throwing things around. So
I'm not upset with the performance.
No.
Eric just, like he said, he found his spot in the court. He just went on a streak there. He struck out like 10 straight batters or so.
I mean, it would have been helpful if one of us went to defend him, but apparently we just let him sit in the corner.
We don't play defense. We're the Houston Rockets. We don't play defense.
He's just sitting in the corner hitting threes, and you guys just didn't even care.
Yeah, he's Ben Simmons. We're like, yeah, just shoot it. Go ahead. You're not gonna make it. And he's draining them all of a sudden.
All right, thanks for listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, and until next time, we'll keep the bench warm.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch! Get on back there. They look up. You can put it on the board. Yes!
Into deep left center for Mitchell. And we'll see you tomorrow night.
That great music you're listening to is by Justin Nozick. Thanks to him for producing that music for us. You've been listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We are at BenchwarmersTP.